one of our partners and salesmen years ago went to a course for a certified aging in place specialist course. And so we basically learned the ins and outs, and some of it was common sense, and some of it was not really common sense. We had already worked for a lot of senior citizens at that point when he actually did that course, so we already had a lot of experience, and it really polished us up on what we should be thinking with. Some of it's like colors, like when you're, the importance of light, actually. As people age, they really need more light. So making sure that the bathrooms that we install are lit sufficiently is important. Or a change in color, like if there's going to be a step, it's very helpful to have something that you can clearly see that you're getting ready to go down a step, which is a little less important here in Florida because there's a lot of our houses, at least, are kind of sprawling on the slab and there's not a lot of steps. But in Virginia, that's an issue. But in a shower, I once did some research for a postcard that I mailed out about 10 years ago. And I did the research at that time, and it was very interesting. I found that the number one fear of senior citizens was not the fear of dying. That was actually number 10 on the list. Mm-hmm. The number one fear was loss of independence. So we know that's per survey, and it was a big survey. That's important, So, and we found that the most dangerous room in the house, honestly, the most dangerous room anywhere, which surprised me because I'm from Virginia. We get ice a couple months out of the year. We get snow and so forth. And I've slipped a few times on the snow and ice. I thought that would have been like the number one reason that you broke your hip. And certainly there's a big chunk of country that's above Virginia, in the United States. But in the United States, that's not it. It's actually the bathroom. The bathroom is the most dangerous room in the house, and it's where most of the slips and falls happen. And they happen a lot of times getting in and out of a bathtub. So, of course, like Aaron has said here, we get a lot of requests for tub-to-shower conversions. But some people, when we're doing their bathroom, maybe they're thinking that this is a forever home, but maybe they're semi-retired. They're not really looking, 20 years from now for them and their loved ones. Some of them are, and they're concerned about that. Some of them just want it to be very, very attractive, and they don't want to add a lot of safety type things in the shower. You might not even want a seat. You might not need a seat. You might not need the safety bars. So one thing that we do, which is pretty special, I think, because we are really designing this shower to last. I mean, with the waterproofing that we put in and the high quality products, it should last for sure as long as you want it to last.
That's right.
So what we do is we put blocking, which is basically big chunky wood that we can put bolts into, and we put it everywhere where you could in the future need a seat or any kind of safety bars in your shower. We put it behind everything, even if you're doing an acrylic shower, if you're doing a tiled shower. So in the future, you can call us back. We have pictures of all this, by the way, too. So you could call us back and say, I slipped and fell. I have a broken hip. I'm getting out of the rehab center, and I will need a transfer seat or something like that. We know how to make a wheelchair accessible bathroom, by the way. If you're at that stage, we can do that. That's part of the certified aging in place. You have to know how, the turn angles, the sinks, the room for the knees. There's all kinds of stuff like that.
That's right.
We're not normally designing that, but there's an in-between phase where you might have a shower with a low curb, but you need some help getting in and you need to be able to sit down.